Have you ever felt like creativity is some kind of switch you just can't seem to find? You know, that one great idea is hiding just around the corner, but you can't quite reach it? Well, today, we're not just going to find that switch, we're building the entire control panel. We're going to turn creativity from this mysterious flash of inspiration into a practical, structured process you can actually rely on day in and day out. So, let's start with the biggest challenge of all, just getting stuck. You know that feeling. You're staring at a problem and your brain is just on a loop, serving up the same tired old solutions. We're done with that. We are going to equip you with a set of, well, mental crowbars, if you will. Tools designed specifically to pry open those fixed patterns of thinking and let some brand new ideas flood right in. But first, let's get one thing straight about what creativity really is. It's not just about dreaming up some wild abstract thing. No, a truly creative idea has to do two things, and it has to do them both well. It has to be original, and it has to be genuinely useful. It's that perfect sweet spot where novelty meets practicality, an idea that's not only new, but one that actually solves a problem or creates some real value. I want you to think of our time today as a sort of three-act play for innovation. Okay, so in Act 1, we're going to cast a super wide net. Just generate a flood of possibilities. Then in Act 2, we'll start to sort through that catch and make sense of it all. And finally, in Act 3, we pick our prize by selecting the very best idea. So, you ready? Let's get started with Act 1, casting the net. All right, welcome to the no idea is a bad idea zone. Seriously, our only goal here is pure quantity. We are throwing everything we can at the wall. We're not even worried about what sticks yet. We just want to cover the entire wall in possibilities. We're putting our inner critic on mute for a little while. Right now, it's all about making space. Two fantastic tools to kick us off are brainstorming and wishful thinking. Now, brainstorming, you know that one. It's the classic. Just get as many ideas on paper as you can. But wishful thinking, oh, that's where you really break free. Imagine you're designing a new coffee cup. Wishful thinking isn't about making it, 10% better. It's asking, what if this cup never got cold and washed itself? It sounds totally impossible, right? But that's the point. It forces you to tackle the core problems in a completely new way. Now, for one of my favorite parts, actively disrupting your own thinking. Cracking assumptions is all about finding those hidden rules you follow without even realizing it. For example, if you're launching a restaurant, you might assume people want to dine in. Well, cracking that assumption could lead you to a delivery-only ghost kitchen, a huge innovation that came from questioning a basic given. And reversal is even more fun. You want to improve customer service? Okay, let's start by asking, how could we make our customer service absolutely terrible? It sounds crazy, but it brilliantly reveals what's truly important just by looking at its opposite. So now we've got this, well, it's a beautiful, chaotic mess of ideas, right? It's kind of like a giant pile of Legos. All the potential is there, but we need to start connecting the pieces to see what we can actually build. This next phase is all about bringing some order to that chaos and turning those raw ideas into some really refined concepts. And this slide illustrates two amazing ways to start finding some structure. Lateral thinking, that's your classic aha moment. It's about jumping from one logical path to a completely new one. But parallel thinking is different. It's more of a tool for collaboration. Imagine you're all looking at the same painting. Instead of arguing about whether it's good or bad, you all agree to first talk only about the colors, then only the composition, and then the emotional feeling. See? It makes sure every angle is covered without getting bogged down in debate. Some other powerful structuring tools include mind mapping, which is great for seeing connections visually, and innovation patterns for when you want to systematically improve something that already exists. But check out copying a success principle. Just think about how Velcro was inspired by the way burrs stick to a dog's fur. That's a perfect example of looking at nature, a completely different field, to solve a very human problem. It's brilliant. Okay, we've opened the floodgates, we've given our ideas some real shape. Now comes the hard part, making choices. This is where the dreamer has to meet the pragmatist. It's time to sift through all of that creative gold we've mined and decide which nuggets we're actually going to invest in. And the classic tool for this is, of course, a SWOT analysis. Think of it like a strategic weather report for your idea. Your strengths and weaknesses, that's your internal climate. The things you can control. The opportunities and threats, that's the external forecast. The conditions out in the world that you've got to prepare for. It just gives you a clear 360-degree view of any idea's potential. Another key strategy here is identifying the low-hanging fruit. Now, this isn't just about picking the easy wins. It's about being strategic. It's about building momentum. You see, every project needs some early victories to build confidence and to get support from others. Identifying the ideas that give you the biggest impact for the least amount of effort, that's how you get those crucial first points on the board. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that creativity isn't some random lightning strike. It's a craft. And just like any craft, it has tools. The real genius isn't just in having these tools. It's in developing the skill to know exactly which one to pull out for the job at hand. Really, it all comes down to being intentional. When you're at the very beginning of a project and that blank page is staring back at you, you're going to reach for your possibility tools, things like brainstorming and reversal. But when you've got a dozen great ideas and only limited resources, you'll switch over to your decision tools, like a SWOT analysis. It's all about matching the right technique to the right moment in the creative process. So please, don't just let these tools sit in your mental toolbox gathering dust. Pick one, just one, and apply it to a problem you're stuck on tomorrow. Because honestly, the biggest barrier to innovation isn't a lack of good ideas, it's a lack of a good process. And now, you have a process. So the only question is, what will you build with it?